everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Sophie. I'm half French, half Italian. Live in France and I'm a junk journal addict. I can't say it, but I am an addict. So today is the follow-up on our Fauna Flora, botanical, whatever, however we want to call it, journal. I said I would do things in the meantime, between both videos, and I haven't. So I think that what we'll do today is make the cover, and then we might do a spread or two. Okay, so for my cover, I have decided to take a file folder. Ooh, lovely fruits. This is a very cheap file folder. I get them from Action in Luxembourg. Oh my God, I don't live in Luxembourg anymore, though it is really, really close to my home, just 20 kilometers, and I go there often. Lived there for 40 years, so, I'm more used to say I live in Luxembourg than I live in France. Now, so, file folders from Action, you get like 4 or 5 in a pack. And they're really like a couple of euros. So, and they're, not as stiff as some other file folders, but for junk journaling and making covers, they're really great. So first things first, I think we've done this in the 100-day challenge, but I will do it again, just to show you how I make my covers. I also sometimes use existing covers, but my go-to are these little fellows. So I remove the elastics, and then they have flaps. So they have two, you probably can't see it, but there's one on the bottom, and they're really easy to peel off, like this. There you go. And I'm keeping these, because what I like to do are pockets in my cover. I can show you, I have a journal right here that is not finished. So this is how, there you go, up, right side up. And this is how I make my pockets. Sometimes I make them bigger, sometimes I make them smaller. It depends on the mood of the day. So this is what I want my inside cover to look like. So you can see usually I make fabric covers. And for this time, I'm hesitating. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. It might be that I use paper, because usually on my covers, I do put some pictures, some antique pictures like this one. So this would be my front cover, but obviously this time we're doing a different sort of journal, and not as eclectic as the ones I do make usually, as you can see. It's not finished, but maybe there are things that you wouldn't put together. I do. I just do what I like at the time I'm doing it. So let me see. See, they are rather eclectic. So this time it is not going to be that eclectic in the sense that it's going to have a theme. Obviously, those of you who have been following me for quite some time know this about me, and you've seen me make some journals before. But in case we have some new joiners, and if you are a new joiner, welcome. And I hope that you'll find my videos fun. Maybe you can pick up some things that I do and make them your own way. And please don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment, because that's always nice, and I do answer comments. So after this little side conversation, we're going to make our cover. My journal, and I'm looking for a blank page, are this size. So because I make them on dictionary pages that you can't see, I have 2 dictionary pages glued together, and then on top I do put some antique or vintage documents, and then I do my decorations. So these are very standard size. Here they were for dictionaries, and they're vintage, not antique dictionaries. The antique ones were narrower, and no narrow, just narrower, and I like these ones much better. So they are about 20 centimeters long, and I think it's 14.5. No, it's not 14. Yeah, a bit more than 14.5. So usually I make my covers, let's say 15.5 to 16. Let me just check how big the gap is in the existing one. Come here. Come back with us. So you can see, maybe you can see that my pages, like my spreads, which is a page like this, they come almost to the border. So that is probably 15.5. Yes, that's 15.5. So I think it's a good enough width. So we're going to go like this. And I think this one I made 21. Yep. 21.5. So 15.5 by 21.5. Please don't fall. I'm going to put you back here. Go back, go back, go back to sleep. I'll take care of you later. So, what I do, I'm going to get rid of this fold because it makes my life simpler. I might use it at some point, but I don't know yet. So I'm just going to take my knife because that's how daring I am. And this is not the ruler I want. This is the one. This is a really nice ruler from Tim Holtz. And it helps me not to move and cut somewhere where I wouldn't want to cut. So I'm just going to cut off this little bit. Yeah, that tool has changed my life. My crafting life. There you go. I'm keeping these offcuts because you can always do nice ephemera with them. I use this one to measure and I use this one to cut because I can't really, when you put it on paper, though I know that this hole is in the middle of the centimeter, it is not, you know, I don't see them that well. So what I do from this, you have a fold in the middle, and then I don't know if you see them, and I don't want to go over them. You have two other folds on the sides, and they're not equal, as you can see. So I'm going to measure from the center to make my spine, and I'm going to measure probably 3 centimeters on one side and 3 on the other side. But before we do this, I am going to measure, from the top of my folder. I'm going to measure 3 centimeters. Up. So 3 centimeters. I'm going to mark them. And then I'm going to go on the bottom and I'm going to measure, sorry, I can't find my words today. I'm going to measure 3 centimeters as well from the bottom. And this is what I will use to build my folder. I have the feeling I'm doing something wrong. Not sure what it's going to be, but yeah, why am I doing this? I guess usually I do it the other way around, but that's okay. This is okay. So I'm going to go to the middle of my spine and I'm going to measure 3 centimeters as well. I'm going to the fold there. So 3 centimeters. And here again, 3 centimeters. So I'm just going to draw a line here. I'm going to add 3 centimeters on one side, so I know where my spine is. I'm going to draw a line. These are just marks for me, they're not going to show, and I'm going to cut one, but I'm not going to cut the other. So here we are, 3 and 3. Okay. And here I know that I want to have my 3 centimeters, so I need to mark them down. 3 centimeters. From that point, I want to go 15.5 centimeters, which is the width of my journal. So about here. I will do the same on the bottom part. So I am going to mark 15.5 centimeter, and I'm just going to draw a line between my 2 dots. There you go. And between these 2 dots, I'm going to measure 21.5 centimeters. So this is actually where my journal will end. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to draw my line, and then I am going to mark 21.5. The reason why I draw this line is because I'm going to have to score here. Not cut it. So we can draw a line between our 2 dots at 15.5. And there we have one of our covers. So we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. 3 centimeters. I just need to see that my ruler is positioned correctly. So that's 3. And this is about the only time that you'll see me measuring anything, because that's how I do things. I don't like measuring. Like this. I'm going to draw my line between the dots. Okay. So from the top, I'm already going to mark. Oh, this is interesting. I don't remember where. Okay, I'll put it here. I'm going to mark my 21.5 centimeters. And I'm going to do the exact same thing here. So that's going to be 3 centimeters. That's going to be 27, 24, so 3 centimeters. I'm just going to draw a line between all my dots from the middle to here. Doesn't seem straight to me. It is not straight, is it? What have I done? That's 3 centimeters. And that's 3 centimeters. Okay. So it is straight. It's maybe just my eyes. Could be. Could be. Same here, from the spine to the dots. Here, I'm going to measure my 15.5 centimeters. This is a scoring line, whoopla score. And I'm just going to draw a line here. Hopefully it is not at all what it should be. Oh yes, it should. No, it shouldn't. What have I done? Nothing. You've done nothing wrong, Sophie. This is where your line is. This is where your line should be. So there it is. And from this one, I'm going to measure my 21.5 centimeters. There you go. And I'm going to join all my dots as straight as I can, which, if you know me, you know, might be a bit wonky. So now I have my cover and I just need to cut it out. So I'm just going to put my line, which I haven't put here for some reason. There it is. So off you go, little pen, little pencil. I am going to cut according to my lines. Up. I'm going to go to the other side. And the ones on the side. Ooh, we're not going straight, Sophie. Well, it doesn't matter, it's by a millimeter, but I should try to make it as straight as I can. And obviously when I'm saying this, I'm not cutting straight. Up. That's one. And here I'm doing it the other way around. A bit of excess, so I'm just going to take it out. There we go. So we have the skeleton of our cover. Now what we need is a scoring board, which I need to find. I've got my scoring board out and I'm just going to score according to my little lines. So that's one. And that's the second. What's up? No, what do we have under here? And that's the second one. Hold on. There we go. Let me put my scoring board on the side and just score. Just fold my scored lines. So, as you can see, there's a bit, that's probably my scoring line. That's got nothing to do with my journal per se. Well, it is what it is. So, Now comes the time to decide what I'm going to use to cover my cover. And as I told you, I think I'm going to use paper rather than fabric. So let me get some paper. I found 2 newspapers. Very old one. This is 1915. It has Bordeaux, which is my hometown, so. But the paper seems to me very, very brittle. I need to decide whether I want this one or whether I want this one, which is from 1967, and the paper actually feels nicer. Or I could do both. I don't know. I don't know. Sophie, think. Now that's a hard thing. That's a hard thing to do. Maybe I'm going to use the one that is less brittle. Sorry, Bordeaux. So I'm going to remove pages. How many do I have here? Only one? Only one. I don't buy these. I just get them thrifting in, well, no, actually on eBay more. When I'm looking for old papers, and they usually come there. So I make sure that there's nothing that I wouldn't want to put in my junk journals, because some of them are not suitable. So we have 2 pages, which should be more than enough. Okay. Let me see, which one do I want? I think I'll do my and you can use any newspaper. I wouldn't necessarily I'm going to do with this. I wouldn't necessarily what was I going to say? Coffee diet, that was the thing, because I think it will dissolve, so I would just stamp on it some splatters, I guess. So we are going to remove, I'm not going to remove the whole of this because I wanted to cover the spine and a bit more, and I'm going to do the same with the other side. So I think the easiest way to go about this is to glue to put glue on my cover. So let me just try to remove the, not sure why I'm doing this, but I am. There you go. Don't think it would show, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'm going to use just glue stick, because paper on paper is easy for a glue stick. So I'm going to go a bit beyond my spine. Up. Like this. And across my cover. Trying not to miss any spots, because I wouldn't want some air bubbles in there. But I am going to put something on it. We're going to decorate the cover. So that's why I needed something rather neutral. You could use book pages as well. I just have this, and because I forget I have them and I don't use them, I thought that was a good opportunity to use one. I also have so many book pages. So many that I could use. Okay. Now, let's see how that goes. I'm going to do this. Okay. going to get this ruler and I'm going to tear the bits and pieces that I don't want. I'm just going to take the width of my ruler because that is making my life simpler. I think that's, yeah, it doesn't need to be trimmed. So it's just about the side, the bottom and the top. There we go. I am also going to snip the angles. And I am going to glue these parts. Maybe I could use a glue page. See, multi-use. I printed labels and I will use the other side as a glue. What was that? Who's doing that? Sors de là. That was my dog. Climbing on my box of pieces of jeans, trousers that I need to cut so that I can make covers with them. So I'm just going to glue this side first. I'm going to take a bone folder. Maybe. I'm sure there's one over here somewhere. There's a big mess on my desk. And that happens a lot to me. But it also happens when you are working on more than one project at a time, which is my case. Oh, they're actually both where they should be. So I'm just going to try to make my cover as flat as I can. And I'm going to make my side edge as straight as I can. Glue page. So I'm just putting glue all over my paper. Never done this like this. I've made collages on existing book covers, but this is a first. We'll see how it goes and whether I'm happy to repeat it. But I think papers is a nice, especially, well, the more recent ones, I like the touch of the paper. And I think they're so interesting as well. I know Eva from Bohemian Crafting, she tried to make a 100-day project a couple of years ago using only newspapers, and that didn't go well because people didn't follow it. You know, she lost a lot of subscribers and views and she stopped. And that's really a shame because what she was making was just amazing. Really, really amazing. So I hope you will still like my cover. Okay, so now we have the other side to make. Oops, turn it around. And I would need another glue page. That would be nice. Do I have one anywhere near? I know I made some other labels, but can't find it, so can't find it. How am I gonna do this? I'm gonna use you. That's another future journal cover. So we're going to put glue. I just want to feel where my spine is. So it's around here. And I'm just going to go a bit. Should I cover the spine? Maybe I should. So it has 2 layers. I don't mind that it rips. That's okay. It's going to be hidden. So my spine goes up to here, and I'm going to go down these numbers and then back. I need to be careful not to completely ruin the paper. And then you'll see how it goes, and if we don't like it, we'll make something else. No, you need to get frustrated or angry at yourself if it doesn't work out. It's okay, just put it on the side, do something else, and maybe actually one day you'll pick this one up again and you'll make something beautiful out of it. And that happens a lot. Believe you me. Okay. Journal page. I'm going to do the same as I did on the other side. Obviously this is directional, so be careful not to glue it upside down. I'm actually going to do this, and then I will tear the excess on this side with a ruler, and we'll see how that goes. And if that doesn't work, I will cover it again and start again, because there's no good reason why that wouldn't work. So let's see on the other side. I'm going to tear the sides first, the bottom and the edge. On the other side, like this. Why did I leave my cleaning things here? Who knows? I'm going to snip my angles. And that's it, because you only have 2 angles here. I'm turning this around. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to try to see where the glue stops. And I think it stops about here. So whether it's straight or not straight, I don't really mind. It's not straight, but I don't mind. I'm going to glue things over, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to cover the spine, I think. So, can we still use this one? Yes, we can. So, glue. And the good thing with a newspaper paper is that it's really easy to glue, and it will hold with glue stick without an issue. And it would be nice if I didn't lose hair on my desk. Okay, and last, there we go. Nothing complicated here, very easy to make. There we go. We have our Koffer, yeah, why not? I speak German today. So I'm not going to, or should I? Maybe I'm going to fold it. Just so that with the tension my paper doesn't rip afterwards. So that's one. Don't mind this. We'll fix them later. There we go. So I think I'm going to let it dry for a bit. It shouldn't take too long. And I'll see you all when it's dry. So my cover, sorry, is dry. While it was drying, I did some fussy cutting in a book, which is this one by Jean-Joseph Redouté. I have it in 2 sizes. I can't find the smaller version, but it's somewhere. So I did take some pages out, and they're all, you know, more beautiful than the other. I chose 3 of them, which I did fussy cut, and we don't need to interview them, audition them. Okay, so let's get bits and pieces out. So I got this one, which is quite cute. Maybe a bit small, I don't know. We have this one, which is sort of a perfect size, because I can put it here and then I can put maybe some lace here. And my favorite obviously is this one, but I'm afraid it is too big. Or is it? Because then again, it would have to be on the side. I would need to put my lace up to here. What do you think? I really like this one. We're going to miss parts of the leaves. I'm annoyed. I am annoyed. And then again, here the yellow sort of strikes. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with this one because I like it too much. So what I need to do is ink it. I am not going to go here and fussy cut this part. However, I'm going to cut this part off. So let's just do that. So I said this is the height. Okay, let me just mark it so I know where I need to sort of cut my... Isn't this a beautiful non-straight line? Okay, so I'm... Oh, I forgot a part. Look, I forgot this one. I'm gonna do it now. Oh, I went in the garden to mind the dogs, and I got in the rose bush, and because I have one rose bush that smells so nice, and since then my head has been itching, and I feel like there are some insects. Well, they're imaginary, but I know, which I know, but it still bothers me. And they smell so good, these roses. They're pink. And it's my only rose bush where the roses have a nice scent. And just a little bit here. Come on. There we go. So I'm going to glue it, and then I will trim it on the bottom. I'm going to ink it a little bit. And I'm going to ink the cover as well. I might be doing some splatters because my paper is vintage, but maybe a bit too... No. Yeah, do that, Sophie. Good day, Sophie. Ah, yeah. And I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, but my paper is a bit... oh, don't even have the French word. Plain. Planes. Well done. You found the word. Okay. Inked it is, so I'm just going to ink the borders of my cover. All of a sudden I had a doubt. I wasn't sure the camera was on, because that happens. I might put some book corners, but I'm not sure. We will see. Not sure why I'm inking this, because you probably won't see it, but you know, at least it's done. Splatters. I did find my splatter stamp, which is here. Now the question is, with what color do I want my splatters? Old paper, probably. So I have two types of splatters. Whoop. Can you see them? Very, very faded. Let me see again. Sort of too faded. Let's try this one. And if not, we'll get another color out. I think we need another color. Still going to finish this one, just in case. Yeah, not really satisfied. So let's see, who else do we have here at hand? We have, no, these are not the ones we want. And this is on the floor. Let me just see. Oh, I need to open my drawer. And I have things falling over. And I like that because it's fun. Let me look for my... Okay, I didn't find the colors that I wanted, which were ember something and linen. But I've tried now this scattered straw and mustard seed. And I think that with a mix of both, we can reach some sort of effect that I will like. And I'm going to do the other one. Okay, so that's one side. I said I was putting something on the cover, so I'm not. Okay, I've done exactly the opposite of what I wanted to do. Yes. So I'm going to do this. Up. Maybe we'll put something on the back, but I'm not sure. Okay, I think I'm done. You go back there. I'm going blind. Scattered straw, that was this one. And this is mustard seed. Okay, there we go. Bye-bye. So my picture. That is so, so nice. I'm really, really happy. I'm going to put it a bit on the side because obviously if we have something here, I don't want to hide it too much. So. Let me put some glue. Which glue do I want? I think I want this one. So let's hope it doesn't overflow. Well, at the moment it's not flowing at all. Oh, come on. You were closed. So you might hear some noise behind. It's my oldest daughter who's clearing some of the mess we did when we moved to craft room. So that's not a completed project. I'm going to use you. Oh, we should be okay now. Okay. Glue. Ooh, it starts overflowing. I will need to get my fingers involved. This is going to look awesome. Really awesome. It's the first time I managed to use one of these book pages because they're usually too big for my journals. I do use the smallest version. I think I did fussy cut some that we're using on the spreads. But God knows where I put it. Somewhere in the place where I thought, that's its place and it will be easy for me to find it. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I trick myself. But then it will be a surprise when I find it again. So, you know, no damage done. Okay, fingers in the glue. Oh, the glue is drying, so. Okay. I'm gonna do this. So if need be, I'll go over, or actually under, with some Barely Art to make sure that everything is glued as it should be. I like it. I think it's cute. I am going to Mod Podge this for sure to protect it. So now I'm just going to cut my image without cutting the edge of the book, hopefully. And okay, ta-da! What can I say? really, really nice. Very happy with this. Okay, so I am going to maybe find my Mod Podge. Or maybe not. No, actually, I know where it is. I forget to put the camera back on. I'm going to try not to put too much on my mat. It's the first time I actually read what's written on the container. And it says, you know, perfect to glue napkins, and that you should put Mod Podge on your support, well, paper or whatever, and then wait a minute before putting your napkins, and that way it doesn't rip the paper. So I will need to try to do it like that. And to wait 10 minutes to put the second layer, which is usually what I do, so no big news there. This cover is gonna look absolutely gorgeous. I think there are parts where I haven't been. Oh, Sam is with us. You can hear him breathing. I'd gotten a bed for the cats, and he has decided that it was his. So now I need to get another one for the cats, although one of our cats has decided that the bed I bought for him was actually hers. I think we have Mod Podge everywhere. Okay, so let's do the spine. I think Eva makes her own, Eva from Bohemian Crafting, Mod Podge with acrylic glue and water. I'll have to look it up because I have a big bottle, a jerrycan of glue that I'm not using anymore. I don't want it to go to waste. It is tacky glue, I think, from Craftelier. And the first time I used it, I liked it very much. And since then, nope. So if I could do something with that, it would make me very, very happy, rather than wasting it. Because if it sits for too long, then the glue will deteriorate. Same word in French, so no good reason for me to not be able to pronounce it. And the issues I have with words, I have them in French as well. And in Italian. Probably a bit of dyslexia, or dyslexia, as you might say, dyslexic. But I only have it in speech, not in writing or reading. but I'm known for that. When I was 16, I had to leave Luxembourg school. I was in a European school, which was a sort of an elite school. And I am good in languages and not scientific subjects. So they decided I was not good enough for them, so they kicked me out. And I went to school in France, and there was no room in the boarding school to sleep there. So I had to go to a, how do you call it? When kids don't go to foster care, they go to these places. Don't know how you call them. We call them foyer. And so you have people with very big problems, but you also had people like me with no real problems, and students. And we were a bunch of girls. And some of the things I've said, like 40 years ago, we still use some of these mixed words. So bubbling. Well, this will be hidden, so I'm not too concerned. Okay, so we're going to give it a 10-minute dry. Then when this is done, we will put a second layer and we'll focus on the inside. So the cover is dry. So what I thought we could put on is a bit of hardware, and I think I'm going to put one here and one here. And I will write in French, Fauna Flora, which is Fauna Flora in French. So I need to get some brads, some medical tape, and then we'll be good to go. We have, so I took out this, which I'm going to place here. So there we have one hole, and let's hope this is straight enough. And I'm going to make my second hole. I'm going to put my brads in. I think I moved, but I also think it's going to be okay. So that's one. That's two, and I was thinking, when I was looking for my brads, that it might be a good idea to take care about the spine before putting this one down. So it seems we'll only have time to do the cover today, because I think I've already taken quite a lot of time. And it is already very late today for me to be making the video. I mean, it's not late. It's 2 p.m. So we're covering one, and we're covering two. I'm going to try to turn it round. This. Okay. So what about here? What about here? Let me think. So I found a piece of lace, which is floral as well, but I don't think I want the whole of it. I just think I want a piece of it, because otherwise it's going to be too big. So I am going to cut it here. Okay, that's one part. And then I think I need to cut it 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to cut it around here. I think I went one lower than I wanted to, but it doesn't really matter. I also think I was not straight. But then again, that's Sophie. You know me by now. There we go. And I think that's enough. I think that's big enough. So I am going to use art glitter glue. If art glitter glue is willing to work with me, I had a needle somewhere here. See you, got you. Come on, can't pick it up. There. Yeah, there's nothing, so come on. Okay. So again, I'm not going to try to put too much glue on it, just enough. And we'll see how that goes. So lace. Position. Wet wipe. Sorry, you moved, I know. Oh, come on. I'm just going to remove the glue that I don't need. Like this bit. And I'm just going to press it down. And while this dries, I can now look at where I'm going to put my second metal plate, which I think is going to be here. So I'm going to take my pokey tool there, and I'm trying to make a hole. Well, let's say it's made. There we go. It's a bit lower than I wanted, but it's there. So anyway, the second one. Eyelets. More is very optimistic, you know, we'll make this and we'll make that. And if I don't want my videos to be 3 hours long, well, we have to make choices, which is not something I'm very good at. Where is the second leg? Do you only have one leg? No, you do have two. Come on. Let's do that again. Oop! Fell in my drawer. And now I've lost. I have lost the little brad. No. Okay, so that is one hole. And we do have both legs. Second hole is here. And we have both legs. Okay, good. Medical tape. Okay. Nice. I'll make some labels to put in there. Okay, this seems to be dry. I can trim it because I don't like when it's too hanging too much out. But that's a me thing. There we go. So we need to cover the inside of our book. Where is this? Leave here. We can do it the lazy way using Tim Holtz thingies, backdrops, or we can make our own. We're not lazy, are we? We're not. The question is, what do I have to put in it? And that I'm not sure of. What could we decorate the inside with? Let me see. So, I've selected 2 pages of a book from Marilyn Besta that we had previously torn. So, I now need to make them to size. So, we know this is 15.5. I'm going to do it 15 by 21. So 15 by 21. And I'm going to use a machine because I don't trust myself. Okay. I'm going to do one after the other. So let me see, how big is this one? It's a lot. So what I'm first going to do, I'm going to take a bit off the bottom and a bit off the top. And then I'm going to see how I want this to go. I think I can cut a bit more of the bottom. So I said 21. We have 21, and then I'm going to take a bit of this and then a bit of this size. This side, I don't know why I keep on saying size, I don't know. So now we said 15 centimeters, which is about here. And this is not straight for a reason that I don't understand. Okay, up. There we go. That's one little birdies. I'm going to cut a bit of each side. Don't think I want his tail out. I don't think so. I'm not sure. Up. And then some of the bottom. So, let's see, 21 centimeters. Well, we are almost there. There we go. And then 14, 15, I mean. So I think I'm going to first cut a bit. Let me see. I think that's it. This is how I'm going to do it. So technically, this should be to size now. Let me get rid of these. It would be nice if I could find the cap of the pokey tool, just so that I don't hurt myself. So we are going to ink. So I chose a page that was Fauna and then a page that was Flora. I am not going to be making pockets on the covers, in the covers, because I like the images too much. So I did coffee dye them, in case you were wondering. I did. Okay. Now, cover, come back here. Little cover. Let me see. Ugh. Correctly. Oh, close my drawers. Okay. In case you would be wondering, I'm going to put a bit of fabric tape on the side of my spine, and then on top I'm going to reinforce the spine. So I think we're good to glue. Some people are good to go, and we are good to glue. Oh, again? Come on. You're messing with me. You just like for me to look for things on my messy desk. And where is the pin? Where is the pin? I thought it was about here. It's not. Okay. You will not get me. I will win. Yeah. Okay, we'll see what the mix of the two glues will do. Probably something interesting. Okay. So, glue. Fingers are going to be required to spread this glue. That's quite okay. Okay. I need to be careful because this is going to glue very fast. Because it being paper on paper. And there we go. Yeah, this is just because we have the metal plate behind. Okay, so let me put the tip back on, take the second one, and do the same thing. Well, we're not as straight as we were with the other one, but that's okay. There we go, the inside of the cover is done, so we're just missing a piece for the spine. For that purpose, I'm going to use a part of the file folder that we used. I'm going to cut it. So this is 6 centimeters, so I'm going to cut it around let me see, 5/7 I think. And I'm going to cover it with something, glue it. No, not glue it. I'm going to put some fabric tape on the sides and then I'll glue it. Let me come back. So before I show you what I've done with the spine, I did fussy cut out 2 little bits of labels that I had made before. I'm going to take my alphabet, I'm going to take ink, I'm going to take fallen leaves, and I'm going to print in a wonky way. I'm telling you already, don't expect me to do anything else because I probably won't. Ooh, seems I've never used the F. Weird. So, I'm going to put my French word I said, faune. That's a lovely F. That's now the A. Let me see. Lovely A, already wonky. That is not an issue. Where can I put you? Here? Yeah. The U is here. No, it's going to be a bit higher, I think. Told you. N. That's going to be lower. Yeah. My phone died on me, so I did print both my labels. They're not completely dry, so I'm going to leave them on the side. Up like this. I'm going to put this away. So in terms of the cover, what I had done was that and it doesn't want to glue, I'm going to re-glue it with another glue. Look. I'm going to use, I had it in my hand. What have I done? I'm Houdini. Sophie Houdini. I had the glue in my hand. There it is. I'm going to use my block glue from Craftelier. And then that way I'm sure that it is going to hold on. Before I put it down, as you can see, I did use some fabric, some Tim Holtz fabric. That I glued so that it covered my scoring lines, went a bit into my spine and also covered the side of the image, which is usually too short in comparison to the scoring line. I've made my spine a bit smaller than my journal, than the actual spine. So with this, you can be sure it'll be glued. Okay, so, and that's all I've done really. For the binding, I took out a couple of elastics because that's what I do. This is flat one. I usually prefer this one, but with this specific journal, I think I'm going to use this green one, which is quite thick and which I don't really mind. Okay, this is a piece of paper there. So I'm going to wait a second before I foot. Oh my God, and my misery. Give me a brain. I'm going to try to put my labels. And I want to have Flore on the bottom and Faune on the part above. There. Okay, looking good. So in terms of the binding, my elastic, it is very strong elastic. It's not going to damage my pages, so I'm not concerned. So what I do is I make a first round, I make a second round, and I make a third one. Then I go to the back of my book journal. I cut my elastic. Yeah, I'm only making three signatures, and that will be a lot already. And then I'm just going, because this is very thick elastic, I need to be careful to the way I stretch it, because I don't want it to damage anything. No, not the cover, not the papers, not anything. And it's going to be quite decorated, so I need to bear that in mind. I'm going to make a first knot. And I'm going to make a second knot. And we'll also need some sort of a dangle. Okay, so my journal is ready to welcome the signatures. So to that effect, tomorrow we'll be working on the couple of spreads that we have left to do. Then we will build them in the signatures, and we'll put everything in the journal, and we can see if we have any other bits and pieces to decorate. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I certainly have. And well, I guess I will see you on Saturday. Have a lovely time until then. Take care. Bye-bye.